Okay, so hello and welcome all to Research Circle. The topic for today's discussion is role of intellectual property rights, that is IPR, in development of entrepreneurship. And for this exclusive webinar, we have with us our today's expert, Dr. Ravindra Pathak. He is a member of Incubation and Innovation Cell, Associate Professor at Mechanical Engineering, Medicaps University, Indore. So without wasting further time, I would like to invite Dr. Ravindra Pathak, sir, to share your valuables with us.
Very much. Just thank you very much for nice. Thank you very much for. So, welcome in the this webinar, and thank you Research Circle for inviting me. So today I am discussing about that the role of intellectual property rights IPR in development of entrepreneurship. So we know that now both the issue IPR and entrepreneurship both in the main agenda of the government of India, also in UN also. So you know that now the cost of IPR is also reduced by the central government just before the peak. So you can understand that what are the importance of IPR in the development of the nation. So that is the one part. So today we are discussing about that. What are the role in development of entrepreneurship? Because we know that what is the entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is basically something innovative, something innovation, technological innovation, social innovation, business innovation. So if you have something which is new, so in India we know that everything can be copied very easily. In India, everything can be copied very easily. We know that in big companies, product is available in the market at very low cost. So what will happen? We need to avoid this type of condition in our entrepreneurship also. Because what will happen? You will start your startup, and what will happen? Maybe after 2 months, 3 months, something new will be come into the market with this very low price because here no innovation cost. So that is the background of today's webinar. So we are discussing about that. What are the importance? What are the role of IPR in the development of entrepreneurship? So what is our objective? Objective is that if we will discuss about the IPR, intellectual property. So first of all, creation. Creation. What is creation? Creation is basically the result of the innovative ideas. What will happen if we will see the startups whole over the world? So what will happen? One thing is common. This idea is very unique. We see the Ola, Uber. Okay. So now we are seeing different apps for farmers. So these are something innovative. So what will happen? You are just using your innovative idea for creation something. So that is the one part, that is the creation. Then what will happen? Something in your idea, something in mind of your friend, something in your group, then what you will do, you will just take this idea and you will apply. So second thing is that application. So what is the application? Application means your startup, your entrepreneurship. Okay, so this is the application basically. So what will happen? The important thing, protection. So what will happen? Why I am just collecting the protection and the creation? Because in the application, the thing is that which is related to the successful business. You are created something, you are applied something, your startup is a startup. Then what you need? You need to protect your business. You need to grow your business. So this IPR will work as a protective element of your business. So that is the today's our objective. And ultimately, what is the result? Ultimately, is that successful business. Because you know that the 60% startups are end within the 1 year. Okay, so that is the normal tendency of India also. So what you need for growing long terms, you need to successful business, and for the successful business, you need to the protection of your idea, protection of your entrepreneurship skill. So what is the importance of intellectual property? We know that everybody knows about what is the intellectual property, but sometimes what will happen, we confused about that. Something what will happen, we think that this is a very normal idea, how we will go for the patent. Okay, something, I mean, that is the, I mean, that very common in market, very common in my home. So how or why I will go for the intellectual property? So we need to understand that what is the intellectual property. So intellectual property is any product of human intellect that is intangible but has value in the marketplace. Okay, we are, I mean, you know that the case in 1985-90 around, there is a case of neem. Okay, the neem was a product of India and it's going to patent it into the America. So what will happen? The Indians understand that we know the properties of neem. Okay, so why we go for the patent? So same thing is happened in our business also. Sometimes that is very common. We are doing that is very common practice in my home, but that is very common practice in my town. Why I have to go for intellectual property rights, IPR patent for something like that? So we have to understand that the intellectual property is that is any product of human intellect that is intangible but has value in the marketplace. If you have something idea which can be earned into the market, so that is the intellectual property, and you have to preserve it. So it is called intellectual property because it is the product of human imagination, creativity, and inventiveness. So here, what is the your startup? What is the your business? That is the your business is the ultimate results of the human imagination, creativity, and inventiveness. So what is the importance? Traditionally, the business have thought of their physical assets, such as land, building, equipment, as the most important. Increasingly, however, a company intellectual assets are the most important. So here you now understand that the intellectual property is that something which is unique, something are you going for invention, something, and what are the importance of that? Importance of that if you will be not accept the importance of the intellectual property, then easily it can be copied by the another person. So what are the problem is that problem related with the our Indian tendency, our I mean you can say that there is a mob mentality is that our in something if you are asked about the business, then they will tell you have land, just purchase the shop, okay, purchase the equipment. So here in India, the traditional business is not for the innovative. That is the routine business. Okay, just we are selling something, we are purchasing the product at the lower cost and then selling the higher cost. So that is the business. But now what will happen with the recent entrepreneurship, with the recent startups, things are going to change. So common mistakes make in regard to protecting their intellectual rights, intellectual property, not properly identifying all of their intellectual property. That is very common mistakes with the new entrepreneurship, new startups, because we don't know what are the intellectual property, what are we are taking from the routine from the market, something which is very unique in market. As we know that something, you know that the chai wala is here, chai sutta bar, that's new startups. So whatever the things are common, chai is common, but what will happen? The way of the presentation, the way of the market, you are just presenting the things. That is the difference. So that is also uniqueness. Okay. Then not fully recognizing the value of their intellectual property. So that is also related with that. Okay. So if we don't know that is the intellectual property, so how we can analyze that? How we can recognize that? That is the value of their intellectual property. Third, not legally protecting the intellectual property that needs protecting. Here, what will happen? Suppose you know that before the MNCs in India, what is going on? Just name of the shop is very common. Okay, anybody can take any name, no problem. Anybody. But whenever the MNCs comes into the market of the India, then what will happen? Everything should be go for the trademark, something like that. So here also, if your shop, okay, you are not going for the patenting, you are not going for the trademark, something like that. What will happen if your shop will be famous? Then other persons can be open with the same name, and if you will go for the code, then maybe possible this persons also got the patent of name of your shop. Okay, so that is the dangerous things. They're not using their intellectual property as part of their overall plan for the success. That is also the common mistakes. What will happen here now in India? Everything is changing. Okay, so what is going on? Going on is that now we are not selling the product, we are selling the idea. Okay, so idea is important. Things are secondary. Okay, as I given the example of chai sutta, the chai is secondary, product is secondary. You are not selling the simple tea. Okay, so what you are doing, you are selling your idea. So in your business plan, the role of intellectual property rights, role of the patents, role of the trademark should be very clearly defined. It should be very clear in your mind. It should be very clear in your company's policies. Okay, so that is very important. So determining why intellectual property to legal protect. Okay, so as I discussed that, determine whether the intellectual property is questions is directly related to the firm's competitive advantage. Criteria number 2, decide whether the intellectual property in question has value in the marketplace. So things are both common. Okay, something in you have idea, That is the result of your imagination, result of your creativity, and something price in the market. Then what will happen? Anybody can store that. So you need to is that you understand that which thing is very important for your business in terms of creativity. Okay, we are not talking about the land, we are not talking about the relation, something customer satisfaction. These are all the secondary. Your idea is important. Okay, this is the basic thing. If your idea will be legally secured, then your business can be grow continuously. Okay. So here there are lots of types of the patents like that, but that is normal for entrepreneurship, normal for the startups. These things are important. First thing is the patents. Okay, so I will discuss one by one, but this we know that patent, something innovative, something things which is useful for the human lives. Okay, something which is good for the business, something like that, something uniqueness. So that is the patents. Okay, then trademarks. So we'll discuss one by one also, but these trademarks, trade secrets, copyrights, so these are not very uniqueness, not the creativity, but what will happen, that is the identification of your business. So here things are, one thing is patent. Patent may be for your innovation, maybe for your creativity, maybe for the scientific research, but on the if you will discuss about on behalf of the startups, on behalf of the entrepreneurs, then the trademark, the copyright, the trade secrets. So these are the identification of your business. These are the backbone of your business. And if these things will be destroyed by the others, by the competitors, then your business can be failed. So now you understand the role of IPR in the entrepreneurship. First of all, patent. So a patent is a grant for the government conferring the rights to exclude others for making, selling, or using an invention for the term of patent. So what is important? Important is that in your company, suppose you started the one firm, then what will happen? You need to sell product, okay, and you will not sell the normal or ordinary product into the market because it is already available. So you will do something new, you will change something, you will just innovate something, you will something value-added process in your product. Then what will happen? You will change, you will modify into the existing product. So what is the uniqueness? Uniqueness of your company, your firm is that what are the uniqueness, what are the value added in your product. So what is the need? Need is that if this product will be going to the market, then another person can be easily copied and sell at the lower price, because here what will happen? The research money is also invested by you, and if other will be copied, then only the manufacturing cost. So your product will be a higher side and the competitor product will be the lower side. So here the first thing is that patent. If something uniqueness in your product, you are just making, selling something like that, then you need to come under the category of the patents. Okay. Everything. So what is the proper understanding of what a patent? A patent doesn't give its owner to right to make, use, or sell an invention. Rather, the rights granted is only to exclude other from doing so. What will happen? Main thing or main aspect of the patent is that anybody cannot be copied from here. That is the thing. Okay. So if any person, if any firm want to use your patent, your idea, your product, your innovation, then this needs to the permission. Without patent, what will happen? You are something innovate, you are something just launch the market. Second day, maybe another person will be get the same copy, same replica, and sell it at the lower price. So that is the patent. So as a result, if an inventor obtains a patent for a new kind of computer chip, and the chip would infringe on the prior patent owned by the inventor has no right to make, use, or sell the chip. So that is the another aspect of the patent. Sometimes what happened, you will take something ideas. Okay, something ideas means maybe the in your mind maybe the innovative, but what will happen? Another person already patented that. Maybe he not showing into the market, but what will happen? Think at the starting time. When your business will be started, maybe you are not famous, maybe the business you are not famous, so things will be go slowly. Then what will happen? one time when your business will be, I mean, in the full swing, you are getting the good earning, okay, you are getting the money, then what will happen? One day, maybe you will get the legal notice from the XYZ company that you are using my chip, you are using my computer, you are using my idea, you are using my pet product without the getting of my permission. So that is another thing, is that you have to check what you are invented, because what will happen, you are the now not the new Mr. T.R. Ramesh, please remove this. So as a result, if an inventor obtains a patent for a new kind of computer chip and patent owned by the Intel, something like that, the inventor has no right to make use or sell chip. So that is the important thing, is that you have to find out what you are using into the your business. Then you need to verify that is it okay, is it not patented by the other persons, something uniqueness in my product, or can I use for the long time. So these things we need to understand. Okay. Just I will remove. Please don't write on the sheet here. Okay, so this is the things that is important, because sometimes what will happen, if you are doing something, then you don't know this is okay or not, then you also understand the importance of patent. Because here patent, it doesn't mean that only you are using the things. So that is important. So why patent and invention? That is an important question. Sometimes we ask that why we need to do this invention. First of all, source of recognition for the inventors. That is very important, because we are working for that. Okay. Sometimes what will happen, maybe the your product, your idea using by the other person, but anybody don't know. Suppose sometimes what will happen, something which is useful for the society, then the patentee want to that everybody can be used as a free. Okay, that is also possible. In your mind, also thinking that this technology I have done nothing, but that is some addition from my side, and I want to do that anybody can be use this technology for the social cause. Okay, so this is okay. This will go into the market and everybody can be used. That, but what will happen if you are not going to patent your idea? Then what will happen? Another person will be patent the same idea, and he can collect the money from the person. So first thing is that you need to do source of recognition for the inventors. Second, incentive to develop a commercial product. License to an existing company, startup, a new company, protection against imitators. So here the patenting thing, suppose if you want to convert your idea into the commercial product, then what will happen? You can get the money. And if you have no patent, then what will happen? That is simply the fabrication, that is the simply design. You cannot be get the more money for your business proposal. Okay, so that is it. What can be patented? Must be novel, not previously known or used by the others. That is the first thing. Sometimes what happened, we are also not aware that something which is using something invented by me is already invented, because you are not the first person on the earth. Okay. From the Europe, from the America, we are also the 20 years behind into the field of the research. Then what will happen? If you do something new, then you can think that that is new. But in the market of the patent, in the history of the patent, that is also the patented. Okay, so you have to understand what is the novelty in your project. Second thing is that useful. Have a known use or produce a concrete and tangible results. Something if you want to show, you want to patent, and then the result should be clear. Okay, things should be clear. So it will be the beneficial for your business. In normal term, if any educator, if any researcher will ask the same question for me, what are the usefulness of this patent? Then I will tell something in your idea, something in your mind, then go for the patent and get the patent. Then I will start the work. But in the entrepreneurship, if you are going to investment on the IPR, investment on the patent, then you need to understand that your product should a concrete and tangible assets. What is not included in the patent? That is another question. That is the law of nature. Okay, something law of nature, you cannot go for patent. Scientific principles. Okay, that is already known that by the every person that is also using. So you cannot be go for the scientific principle. Okay, so these things not in normally we see the normal principles we are using, normal theories going on. So we cannot be go for patented, but something with the use of these things, if we are just going to create something new, so this is possible by the patent. So what is the process of patent? First of all, useful. It must have utility. If you have idea and no utility, then why I will go for the patent? So first of all, you have checked the usefulness of the particular product. So it must have the utility. Second, novelness. It must be different from what has come before. Okay, it is not in the prior art. So here also one search report in the patent. Suppose if you have an idea and if you will go for the search report, then this report will explain that this thing, this work is already done or not. And if done, then already will give the whole information. Then not obvious, must be not obvious to a person of ordinary scale in the field. Okay, so that is the thing also related with the patent. So types of patents. First patent is that is the utility patents. So types of invention covered is new or useful process, machine, manufacture or composition of material or any new or useful improvement thereof. Okay, so that is the 20 years from the date of the original application you can got the. So in our normal things is that suppose if you producing a one product, okay, or if you are manufacturing something, so that is comes into the category of the utility product. So 20 years from the original application you can get the patent or the license for your work. Design something is that invention of a new, original and ornamental design for the manufactured product. Suppose if you are just designing one bottle for your product, so that is also the design patent. You can go for the design patent because that is not product. Bottle is already patented. Okay, we know the user. That is a normal thing. Bottle. So what is something new in your bottle? Understand? So what will happen? Something new design of your bottle. You know about the different wine companies. So in every wine company, there are the different types of shape and size of the bottles. So this is the design. Plant. Any new varieties of plants that can be reproduced essentially. Okay. So here we know that now you know that different types of grains are here. Continuously our agriculture researchers are going to try something new product. Okay. So these also go for the patents. Business method patent. So that is also very useful for the new startups. That is also used for the entrepreneurs. A business method patent is a patent that protect an invention that is or facilitates or a method of doing business. I am not telling the very common business. Okay, something which is very unique feature in your business. Understand? So this can be you go for the patent. Okay, the most notable business methods patent that have been awarded. So here, Amazon's comes one-click ordering system. Okay, price comes name your price business model. Netflix method for allowing customer to set up a rental list of movies to be banned. So here something uniqueness in your model, because what will happen every time you will not go for the product. Sometimes you will go for the ideas also, because now the age of the things on the app, things on the mobile app. Then what will happen in mobile app? Something you are doing which is the uniqueness in your idea. Okay, so here utility patent will not work because you are not going for the utility patent. You are not going for the manufacturing. You are not going for the particular product, and you will not come under the category of the design patent also, because you are not designing something, but you have something uniqueness to your idea. Okay, now you understand now ODD model. Okay, so ODD model is not only after the corona. Okay, that is also working for a long time. But what will happen now? The uniqueness is started. Zoom platform. Zoom platform is not started after corona. That is also using from the long time. But what will happen? The usefulness of the Zoom platform is not. So this can happen with your business also. So if something uniqueness is your business. If something thinks is very good in your business, then you have been identified and you have to go for the business method. So here, that is the question. If you are, I mean, as a layman, if you are just listing these things, then something in your mind, what are the process of obtaining a patent? So first of all, make sure that the invention is practical. So that is a very normal condition. Okay, but that is not the condition for patent. Because if you have something uniqueness, maybe your idea that is in the starting phase, you don't know, but what will happen on the, I mean, if you will discuss for the entrepreneurship, for the startup, so first of all, we have to understand that our invention should be practical. Second, determine the type of application of. Okay, so here I understand. Here there are different category. Category means suppose if you have some idea as an individual. Individual means then you will get the patent for the individual. If you have the firm, okay, in your firm, maybe the 4 or 5 people working on the research work. Then you got something. Then this patent will be go for your firm, okay, or for your organization. So you have to decide that this patent should be on the my name, on the my firm name, on the name of the researcher. So you have to decide for that. Third is thing that is a hire a patent attorney. Okay, so if you will see in the whole process, the attorney is like a lawyer. So we know that if I will give the example of simple our court case. So in court case, the court is allowed that you can fight your case by you. You don't need to hire a lawyer. Okay. So in many movies we see that. Sometimes in actual life also we understand that our case is, I know our case and I can fight for that. So here also the same thing is there. The attorney is not the necessary for filing the patent, but what will happen, the patent is the legal process. Legal process means you are getting the license for your design, for your product for a long time illegally. So what will happen, all the documents will also go for the legally. So we need to attorney, so he can understand that what you need in the technical term. Okay, so we need to understand. Then the step 4 is that conduct a patent search. As I discussed before that, if you are doing something that maybe in your mind this idea is unique, but what will happen may be possible by the some another person, by the some another organizations already patented that. So first of all, you have to just create a patent search. Patent search means what are the uniqueness in your patent. So it will be step 4. If you are satisfied that that is my unique work and I can go for the patent, then file a patent application. So if you will hire the patent attorney, then patent attorney will file the patent on the behalf of you. Then the final, you will get the decision from the patent and trademark office. Maybe sometimes what will happen, they publish the patent and after some time you can get the grant of your patent. So that is depend on the patents. Patent infringement. So takes place when one party engages in the unauthorized use of another party's patent. So that is happened. So these things I discussed at the starting of the bill. Sometimes what will happen, you are using some ideas. Okay, so you can think that I'm using this idea from a long time, but it doesn't mean that you are got the legal rights for this work. Understand? Suppose if you are just creating the one medicine, one Ayurvedic medicine, okay, for a long time. But what will happen? Maybe after 10 years, somebody will come and say, this is my idea, you are using my method. Then what will happen? That is the case of patent infringement. So same, that is for you. But if you got the patent and if another person is using your product, using your idea, then also you can go for the patent infringement. The another thing which is related with our entrepreneurship, trademark. What is the trademark? Trademark, any word, name, symbol or device used to identify and distinguish one company's goods from others. Okay, so here that is the trademark basically. Apple's Delight, GoPro, Drip Catch. Okay, so that is the name of the trademarks. Service mark. Similar to trademarks are used to identify the service or intangible activities of business rather than a business physical product. So here you get Amazon.com, Dropbox, voucher. So here there is service mark. With your name, something is added, something in a sentence, that is service. So here three things. Okay, you are using symbol also, sometimes you are using the tagline also. This whole thing is identification of your. So in normal word, the symbol, maybe the word, maybe the any sign which represent your business, and if somebody will be copy that, then he or she can be benefited. So it will become into the category of patents, any type of that. Okay, and you can go for the patents. Collective mark. So trademarks are service marks used by the member of a cooperative association or collective group. Okay, like Rotary International and International Franchise Association. Here, this is the name. Okay, so here the Rotary Club also. So this is comes into the collective mark. Certification marks. Marks, words, names, symbols are devices used by the person other than the owners to certify a particular quality about a good service, like 100% NEPA value. Okay. The recent case, there is the Kachi Ghani oil, that is a sarso oil. Okay. So what will happen? That is also the things which is patented by the Fortune Group. Okay. So now the government is taking that the Kachi Ghani is the name of the process, but what will happen? It is also patented as a service mark. Okay. So now you can understand that what is the importance of the service mark into the market. So here you can see that like words, okay, numbers and letters, like going at 7, design and logos, okay, sounds, sometimes MGM's Lions Roar. Okay. So here, if something sounds is also included in the advertisement, okay, so that is also can go for the patents. Fragrance, stationery treated with a special fragrance. You know that is the car in the car. Okay. So perfumes, fragrance, shapes, unique shape of the Apple iPhone. So here everything something. If you are designing the laptop, if you are designing the automobile, if you are designing the motorcycle, something like that. So you need to just shape it, patent the shape, colors. Okay. If your trademark will be go for the specific color, then it will be representing your business. So colors is also important. Trade dress, the layout and decor of the restaurants, that is also important. Something uniqueness in your restaurant. This uniqueness in your restaurant, maybe you are using bamboo restaurant. Okay, you are using something Ayurvedic something. So here also the layout and decor of the restaurant also can be go for the patent. Exclusion. Immoral, scandalous matter, profane words, deceptive matters, labeling orange, okay, descriptive marks, golf ball, fried chicken. Okay, so these are things very common, so we cannot be go for that. Otherwise, what will happen? If suppose if we are trademark the fresh vegetable, the fresh vegetable is not the trademark. Fresh vegetables is the things, and if you will get the patent for the fresh vegetables, then your vegetables only the fresh. Okay, so understand the thing is that vegetables, fresh vegetables, these cannot be go for the trademark protection. Sometimes like that. So here also cannot be trademarks, because what will happen if you will just patented the name surname like Modi, then the Narendra Modi also cannot be used for the surname for the Modi. Understand? So here the things is that something which is excluded from the trademark protection. So here the process also the obtaining a trademark, select an appropriate mark, perform a trademark search and create rights in the trademark. And trademark is nothing much more, process. Okay, something trademark, maybe your family business. Okay, maybe yes, you are going to design something new. So which is symbol for your business, which is the identification of your business, will become a trademark. Copyrights. A copyright is a form of intellectual property protection that grants to the owner of a work of authorship the legal right to determine how the work is used and to obtain economic benefits from the work. With copyright, sometimes we know that, and in India, there is a newspapers like that. Then Bhaskar, Aaj Tak ka sabse tej badhta akhbar, something lines which is related to your product. So it can be covered into the copyright. Otherwise, what will happen? Another person also can use these things. So what is protected by the copyright? Literally words, music compositions, computer softwares, dramatic works, choreographic works, pictorial, graphic, and sculpture. These are the can be copyright something. In the aspect of your business, aspect of the entrepreneurship, something word which is related with your logo, something is your tagline, so it should be go for the copyright. Otherwise, another person can be use the same thing. Exclusion also. The main exclusion is they cannot be protect ideas. Ideas means here the things is that suppose if you are just opening a restaurant. Okay, so restaurant, if you are using a particular themed restaurant, so what will happen? You cannot be go for the generalized. In normal terms, if you want to understand what is the excluded from the copyrights, then what will happen? The things which is common, okay, things which is common, that is not a uniqueness, that is used, can be used for the general purpose of the society, it should be excluded from the copyright protection. So here also the copyright protection. Copyright law protects any work of authorship. Technically, it is not necessary to provide a copyright notice or register work with copyright office. So normally what will happen, copyright, if you just see any book, if you will open any book, then first of all, on the second page, you will get the note that is the copyrighted, you cannot be copied without the permission of the authors. So that is the power of the copyright. Otherwise, what will happen? If you are just writing the book, it will go into the market, maybe your brochure, anybody will be copying and using the same things. So that is the process for copyright infringement. Also the same case, copyright like that. If somebody will be just using your words without your permission, then you will go for the court. Trade secret. Trade secret. You know that in the Coca-Cola and the Maggi, they don't tell the recipe of the product. So that is the concept of the trade secret. So a trade secret is any formula, pattern, physical device, idea, process, or other information that provides the honor of the information with a competitive advantage in the marketplace. I given the Maggi, then you understand fully. Okay, you don't know what are they using the masala in Maggi. I mean, they are not using the nuisance. But what will happen if they will just open the formula? Then anybody can create the same masala and it can be sold to the market. So this is the coming to the trade secrets. So not all information qualifies for the trade secret. Suppose if you are just preparing any, biryani, then biryani the general process the same. Okay, you are not doing something special, so biryani cannot be go for the trade secret protection. So something which is very unique. Okay, like Coca-Cola, okay, like Pepsi, they have some formulas there because that is not the simple water. That is not a simple carbonated water. There's something flavor. So it should be go for the trade secret. So here, the strongest case for trade secret protection is informant that is characterized to the following. It is not known outside the company. Is known only inside the company on a need to know basis. Need to know basis is something you are just creating the picture, something the employee company's owner only know the things. Okay, so as you understand that, what are the things? If the things will be go into the market without your knowledge, that it can be create the adverse effect on your business. So it should be come under the category of trade secret. Here, listing SS, labeling document, password protecting. Okay, so these things which is we can use for preventing the trade secrets. Then another thing is that conducting an intellectual property audit. The first step a firm should take to protect its intellectual property to a complete and intellectual property audit. I think we know that about the energy audits. So what are the energy audits? So everybody, which is the business or what is the firms, they know the energy audit. In energy audit, what we do? We just identify the sources and uses of energy and what are the wastage of the energy, and then we try to stop. Here also, the intellectual property audit means just we will try to find out that what are the uniqueness in our firm. What will happen? There are the different departments. Lots of persons are coming working into the department. Then we have to identify that in which section, in which point you have something uniqueness, and you should be go for the intellectual property. So here conducting an intellectual property, the first step, developing inventor of a firm's existing intellectual property. The inventor should include the firm's present registration of patent, trademarks, and copyright. The second step is that to identify works in this progress to ensure that they are being documented and protected in a systematic and orderly manner. Because what will happen, if you go on to your regular business, your family business, they are not very aware about the things. Your business also. If you will be aware, that is a different thing. But what will happen, maybe the another person is not aware. So we need to do exactly documentation of each and everything. The IP system is an asset for innovative entrepreneurship. The acquisition and management of IPR are creating help firms transform their innovation potential and creativity into the market value and the competitiveness. So here, the IP, intellectual property, is very important for the entrepreneurs. So, what are the advantages? Positioning in the global markets by opening up new commercial pathway or by segmenting existing markets. If in your hand something new and that is protected, then you can go in any part of the world and you can sell the things. Understand? Otherwise, what will happen? You are selling something here, somebody will be copied into another country, another region, and things will be vanished. Then signaling current and prospective values to the investors, competitors, and the partners. If somebody will be asking me what are the ultimate benefits of the entrepreneurship, what are the ultimate benefit, what are the ultimate objective of the startup, then we want to collect the money, we want to get the profit from our business. Then how it is possible? It is possible is that only whenever the things will be preserved by it. Then assessing knowledge and marketing networks, defending themselves for patent infringement suits, blocking rivals for patenting related inventions. Okay, these things is very important for the startups, very important for entrepreneur. Then what are they doing? What is the planning? It should be prevented from the competitors, and these things can be do only by the registration of the patent, registration of the trademark, registration of the copyrights. So finally, need for IPR for the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship are actually helping in the economic development of the country by providing employment, income generation, export. Everything is dependent on the entrepreneurs. The government can't do something. Government only can make the rules, only can be govern the things, only can be serve the society, but government cannot be go for the business. This is the work for the entrepreneur, that is the work of the entrepreneurship. So these industries are important for the country, but due to the lack of financial resources, skilled manpower, these industries become sick. That's happened sometimes. You should know that most of the governments are factories are the sick. Okay. So therefore, for survival, such industry should become competitive and should strive for the competitive advantage through innovations. Okay, so here things are related. First of all, entrepreneurs are the backbone of the country. Second thing is that the companies are sick. Second thing. Third thing is that what we need for revival of the industries, you need to do something innovative into the market, something you are getting from the creativity, and these only things can be survival for the fittest, because that is a global competition now. If you don't have something idea, you don't have something innovativeness, then you cannot be fighting. So these are the several reasons why India needs IPR. So Indian competitiveness is based more on the cheap labor and raw material, but it can be a knowledge-based economy. For that, there is a need of IPR to convince and protect the originators about their work. This will boost for the motivation to bring knowledge. If you are entrepreneur, if you are the startup, starting the startup, then what you need to innovation, you need to creativity, and this innovation and creativity you should protect from the others. That is the only reason you can go for the long-term business success. So IPR has proved to be helpful and useful in various economies. Therefore, it can also useful as follows. It can prevent the competitors from imitating others' product and service. That is a better advantage. Can help in making corporate image through trademarks. If your business logo is already trademarked, then it will give the different reputation of your market. then can help in preventing the resources invested uselessly in the research and development. Otherwise, what will happen? You are doing something research, you are just wasting the money into the research and development. Somebody can be take the advantage of your research, and the same product can be come into the market with very lowest price. IPR helps in increasing the market value of the company. Okay. And the uniqueness and innovations can help in getting more profit, because the ultimate objective of our entrepreneurs, ultimate objective of any industry is that to getting the profit. And how it will be the profit you can get? You can get the profit in now time only through the innovations, only through the creativity, only through the solving of the problems. Okay, and for solving the problems, you need to something idea. And if you are using this idea for your business, then you need to protect this idea. Okay, so patents, trademarks, copyrights can help in protecting the entrepreneurs and getting competitive advantages. Help is in generating money for issuing license, commercialization, and sale of it. So lots of benefit from patent. Suppose things are patented and we are not going for the production, then you can give the same license to another company. So this is the conclusion from my side. The micro, small, and medium scale industries are support for the Indian manufacturing sectors. These are about 26 million MSME, which implies more than 60 million people, and share about 45 in the manufacturing sectors, hold about 40% exports, and contribute to the 8% GDP of the country. Now I'm telling about the MSME, but if you just add up the figures of the startups, if you will add up the small entrepreneurs, then this is the very big figure for our country. Okay, but now we are changing the several challenges: technological problems, lack of finance, IPR issues, unawareness. So what will happen? They are losing the capacity to gaining the profit. And if any industry, if any startup is losing the capacity for gaining from the market, then what will happen? You will be sick and ultimately die. Okay, and that is the need of our country for competition. So they are based to gain the competitive strength. They should be aware about the IPR, and government should take steps to promote the importance of IPR. Okay, so now the government is already working on that. So now the cost of the patent is very less. Now for industry, 80% cost is on less. Okay, previously the same patent was 8,000. Now I think so. I am not very much concerned about that, but that is around 80% reduction into the cost of the patents, reduction in the cost. So IP that can generate good profits for the business. So therefore, IP has the potential to raise the business value of the entrepreneurship and help in making them more competitive and financial strong. Because now the generation is working for the startups, entrepreneurship, okay, and this is the backbone of industry, that is the backbone of your society, okay, and if you will protect, we are not telling about that you need to your neighbor competitor. We are telling about that in the international market, everybody is searching for the new idea. And if anybody, because that is the age of the internet, okay, that is the age of the industry 4.0. You are by the age of the social media, your idea within the seconds can be reached in any part of the world. And if somebody will get your idea and it is commercialized, then nothing will get it. Okay. So for this preservedness, for this profitability, we need to preserve our idea, and IPR is the platform where you can preserve your idea. So thank you very much for listening. So if you have some doubt, if you have some questions, then you can ask to me now at my this email ID and mobile number also with the organizers. If you have some question, if you have some doubts after this session also, then I am always available for the startup persons, always available for the entrepreneurs. Thank you very much. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a nice presentation. If you have any questions, you can ask now. We have another 2 to 3 minutes.
So I think the query is already
Okay.
solved. So
Okay, so I guess that it for okay, so I guess that it for today's session. I would like to thank all participants present here via Research Circle, all via YouTube and Facebook Live. Last but not a least, thank you so much, Dr. Ravindra Pathak sir, for taking out of time and delivering such a nice session. With the due permission of today's speaker, I would like to end the session here. Thank you again all. Thank you, sir.
thank you.